Hey there, thank you for making it to your mat today. So we are coming towards the end of the challenge and just acknowledging that, we're almost there. Such an incredible effort so far. Today's practice is a little bit gentler. We're going to be working through a yin style practice. And you can see I've made myself quite comfortable here. So just making a very cushy space underneath me. I've got 2 blankets down. I've got a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, then grab pillows, cushions, whatever you can, something soft that you can just use for a bit of support. If you don't have one, that's also completely fine. So today's practice will work through the hips, and it's really about trying to tune into anything you can let go of. So just physically, emotionally, whatever it is for you. So when you're ready, let's make a start. So let's come, grab your cushions, the pillows, or if you've got your bolster, and we're going to set up in our child's pose and just with a supported position here. So big toes together, knees wide, and just starting to rest down. And you really just want to have your support in a position that makes you feel super comfortable and that you can physically let go and surrender the weight of the body. And just resting the head to the side, left cheek down to begin with. When you're ready, just closing down your eyes. Just take any time you need to settle into the posture. And then when you're ready, just feeling into the breathing. Taking a moment to check in with where you're at today. Just checking in with an attitude of kindness and curiosity towards yourself. So whatever is here is here. And then let's recall our sankalpa. Just repeating it to ourselves 3 times. And we've been working with our sankalpa for a while now, and may have been very clear for you what that is, and that's been consistent throughout the challenge. Or it may have started to shift, deepen, become more detailed, or perhaps you may have had an experience of it not feeling clear, and that's also okay. It can take a lot of time to really find your deep intention. But the practice of listening in, tuning in, means that you'll be able to be aware and notice and hear what your deeper intention is. With that in mind, just with your sankalpa for today, it's allowing that to fill you. And when you're ready, you can return your attention back to the breathing. And we're going to turn the head the other way. So resting the right cheek down. Starting to feel into the weight of the body.
If there's anywhere in the body that's feeling particularly tight or sore, you can imagine taking the breath there to that part of the body. And as you exhale, noticing if you can soften and let go. And you might check in just a few more times in terms of where there might be some holding or tension in the body, trying to take the breath there as you inhale. As you exhale, just letting go. This last couple of breaths here. And then turning the head to center, just walking your hands back up, popping your props out of the way, just keeping the blankets here. Just coming forward down onto your belly, just resting one hand on top of the other, resting the forehead down, just allowing the belly to relax down onto the mat. Just giving the hips a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. And then opening up the eyes, just coming up. I'm just going to fold my mat over so I can have a little bit of grip onto my mats. I'm coming into our sphinx position to begin with, and then bringing this right leg up into your half frog. And if this feels too strong, you can just come and rest down. Otherwise, just holding it here for a couple of breaths. Allowing the shoulders to drop away from the ears. Just a little bit of action through pressing down through the forearms. You could let your eyes rest down to the mat, or if you want to close your eyes, that's also fine. And you can either stay in this position or come and rest down with the head onto your hands, or if you'd like to, you can take a twisted variation. So we're going to bring this left arm under and then resting the head down, and you could take that right arm forward or you could wrap the arm behind the back. Eyes can just close down or just very lightly be gazing towards something. And just listening in for anywhere you can let go in the body. Is there any way you can soften? And if you do notice there's a bit of holding in the body, we all have particular patterns, habits of holding and tension. Just notice if that's something that feels familiar, or does it feel new? with a sense of curiosity. So we're really just tuning in and becoming aware of what's happening in the body. And sometimes we might notice that there is a particular point of tension in the body, but we just haven't learned how to let go of that part yet, and that's okay. We just allow that to be here, breathing into it, allowing whatever needs to be here to be here. And we're gently going to come out, bringing that right arm back, using that to help you come back into your sphinx position, taking the right leg back behind you, hands underneath the shoulders to press yourself back, either wide-legged child's pose or knees together. You can just rest the hands down, forehead down, just taking a moment here. And then extending the arms forward. We're going to go the other way. So just starting in your sphinx position to begin with, and then taking this left leg out into your half frog. First of all, just starting a little bit more active. Finding the breath. And either staying here or coming down onto your hands, or third option is to come into a twisted variation here. So extending that right arm underneath the left, just resting the head down. I should have said this on the other side. If you're finding it really uncomfortable, you might pop like a little cushion or blanket or something underneath your head. And either you could extend that left arm out or wrap that left arm behind you. And if it feels comfortable to do so, is closing down the eyes. Try to allow that inner left thigh to relax down towards the mat, just opening up through that left hip. And staying with the breathing, just every now and then slightly scanning throughout the body. Notice if there's anywhere you can let go. Just another 3 full breaths here. And then let's release that back hand. If it's behind you, bringing the hand down and using that to help you come back to center, coming into your sphinx. Extend that left leg back behind you. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders to press yourself back into your child's pose for a couple of breaths. And then coming forward onto your belly just one more time. So either working with your sphinx, or if you'd like to come into your seal, you might come up a little bit higher. You could walk your hands up a little bit higher. If you feel like you want to use a little bit more support, it can actually be quite strong, but it can also be nice to give yourself a little bit more support to come up into your higher seal position as well. So just having it just down onto your belly. If it feels good to do so, closing down the eyes. Shoulders dropping away from the ears. And with this variation here, we aren't active through the glutes here. So trying to relax through the glutes, relax through the legs. We have to stay a little bit active through these arms just to support ourselves. And even though it requires a little bit of effort, how much effort do you need here? Can you relax the back of the neck and soften through the face and release the jaw? Staying here for another 3 full breaths if you can. And then we're going to slowly start to come out. So you can open up the eyes, just pressing away from the bolster if you're using the bolster. Just moving it out of the way. And then making your way back into your child's pose. If it feels comfortable, maybe relaxing those arms down by your side, forehead down. Just letting the shoulder girdle spill down. Trying to broaden across the lower back and back of the pelvis. And then bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, coming up to a seated position, sitting over to one side, bringing the legs out long. Let's extend the legs out so we can come into our forward fold. We're not going to hold this one for too long, but you can use your supports if you'd like to. Just coming into a variation of caterpillar. And we can take a very soft version. We're just letting yourself curve forward. You don't have to worry about keeping the legs really active. letting the spine curve, letting the head relax down. So using the breath and particularly that exhale to soften. On the next in-breath, let's start to make our way back up. We're going to lie down onto the back. So make sure you've got your bolster or your cushions nearby. So lying down here, feet flat on the mat, and then we're going to grab our support and pop it underneath the back of the pelvis. So just resting the hips down, just elevating those hips a little bit, arms down by your side and closing down the eyes when you're ready. Just feeling into the heaviness of the hips. And then let's bring this right knee in towards the chest, interlacing the hands around the right shin. You might want to keep the eyes closed or open them up, totally up to you. And just squeezing them in. If it feels okay, extend that left leg away. And this time let's flex that left foot if it's long, just to have a little bit of action there. Squeezing that right knee in as you press the back of the left thigh down. Try to keep the shoulder heads relaxed. As you exhale, that little squeeze in of that right leg as you reach the inner edge of that left foot away. So one more full breath. Squeezing in a little bit more. And then let's release, bringing both feet flat onto the mat for a moment. Just take a couple of breaths, both feet flat. And swapping it over, bring that left knee in, interlacing the fingers around that left shin, and then option to extend that right leg away. If you can do that, flexing that right foot. Trying to squeeze that left knee in towards that left armpit as you reach that inner right foot away. Shoulder heads relaxing down. Deep breaths. It's lovely opening through the front of that right hip flexor, as well as massaging your belly here, that left hip. Just creating a bit of compression into the abdominals. Just a couple more breaths here. Just noticing if there's any more space to just draw that left leg a little bit closer in. Notice if there's some tension that's crept back into the shoulders or the face. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, squeezing in. And then inhale, coming back to center. Both feet flat onto the mat. Arms down, palms facing up, closing the eyes. So noticing any residual sensation from that posture. Maybe some tingling or sense of release. Feeling free to keep the eyes closed now. You can keep the feet flat on the mat if this is feeling good for you, or if you'd like to extend both legs away long now, letting the feet fall away from one another so they can stay relaxed. Connecting with the breathing, breathing in and out through the nose. Allowing the hips to be heavy. Is there anything you can let go of here? Last few breaths. And then let's slowly bend the knees back up. We're going to roll the bolster or move the cushions a little bit further down. So we press down through the feet to lift the hips up. And start to move the cushions away. You might use your feet. We want to just set it up so it's going to be underneath our knees, but we won't go there right now. We just want to set it up. And then let's bring the knees in towards the chest, coming into your happy baby, holding the outside edges of the feet. Just taking a moment, squeezing the knees in, pressing the back of the pelvis down. And you could choose to just hold stillness, or if you want to rock from side to side, feel free to go for that too. Back of the neck is long, shoulder heads relaxing down. And the back of the pelvis tends to want to lift off here. You want to try to press the back of the pelvis back down as you continue to draw the knees in towards the armpits. How much effort do you need here? Taking one more inhale as you exhale, drawing the knees in. And then when you're ready, just releasing, moving into your Shavasana. Just having that bolster underneath the knees, just to release off the lower back. Arms a bit away from the body, palms facing up. Just allowing the eyes to close completely. Just feeling supported by the ground underneath you. So with each exhale, letting go. For a moment, just taking the attention to anything in your own life that you feel no longer serves you. Something that you want to just let go of. Might be something such as being impatient, which we can all probably relate to in some way, or feeling like we need to get somewhere. Whatever it is for you. It might be more physical, something that's you're working with in your body. Recognizing whatever it might be. Just committing to letting go of anything that no longer feels right or serves you in your own life.
serving you in a way that allows you to live to your fullest potential. And live from a place of joy and comfort and being content. And whenever you're ready, just letting go of any reflection, coming back to the body and the breath. And allowing yourself to be right here. Letting go and resting for the next few minutes. Please feel free to stay resting here. And if you'd like to continue, let's take a few deeper, fuller breaths, feeling the belly rise as you inhale and the belly fall as you exhale. Just continues working with that breathing. And when you're ready, just bringing a bit of movement into the hands, into the feet. Bending the legs up, just using the feet to roll the bolster, push the cushions away. Just rolling over onto one side and resting there. And when you're ready, let's come up to a seated position. Resting the hands down onto the thighs or the knees. Eyes staying closed for the last few moments.
Just allowing the face to be soft and the shoulders soft. Noticing the length of the entire spinal column. And bringing the palms of the hands together into your prayer in front of the chest. Bowing the head down towards your hands. Thank you so much for practicing today. Namaste.